That's
So,
funny
no
because
way,
that's
I'm not
exactly where I was
annoying.
headed next. I was going to ask about accountability because it seems like, you can have the best intentions, but having someone to help you stay accountable, that has to be tremendously helpful.
Well, we're
What's your
seeing a
take on
lot of
that?
value there for so like wealth management now. When you and listen to this conversation, you realize wealth management means something very different for a business owner because it is that dynamic planning
Yeah.
and it is that accountability coach. Again, I'm not your expert, but
Hmm.
I am listening to you. You and I are both getting advice about your business, from industry experts. And now, you know what you need to do, but you need an accountability coach because I'm the same way. You get busy, you start
Yeah.
focusing on things, and you never do those important things that, like, I'll deal with that later. So if I'm annoying in your ear saying every quarter, you hear the five things and you haven't done this one over a year,
Hmm.
I'm going to hold you accountable.
Yeah. I love that. What about risk? I think that some business owners, entrepreneurs in general, have a sort of natural risk. They're not averse to risk because they started a business and they put their money on the line. But then you have different degrees of people that want to take big risk and some that are still want to stay sort of safe even though they have their own business. Um, what's the How do you approach risk profiling for businesses and then for your family or for your own personal
Yeah.
wealth?
It's so important to be self-aware, both for the risk inherent in your business and
Mm-hmm.
your own personal risk, in terms of a risk appetite, but b exposure to events too. So, because when they're in conflict between your business risk and your personal risk, if they're in conflict and something happens, that's when imbalances happen. So we
Yeah.
do spend time on both. And on the personal side, we have tools that'll explore. How comfortable are you in that third R with market volatility?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a significant other or other family members or even partners in your business, do you all
Yeah.
have the same risk profile personally? So get on the same page there. Understand exposure to market volatility. Understand, with your illiquid business, how comfortable are you operating lean and not, having some things in life. So that's the risk profile personally. On the business side, it's looking at the income statement, looking at the balance sheet, finding out what could go wrong. And I like to we've got a list of about 20 things. You can say, all right, so what does this look like? What does this look like? And you try to quantify it as best you can with a number, but sometimes it's just qualitative. And then
Yeah.
we can score it so we find out really what are those four or five things that really matter. And out of those four or five, usually a business owner will say, yeah, I was aware of three of them, but wow, I didn't realize that one or two.
Yeah.
And that's such a useful exercise. So now we can start managing the business to manage that risk as best as
Okay.
possible in the context of your own risk profile. And that informs, again, the three R's. So, are you over investing in the business and starving that your own independence, or are you rewarding yourself too much, right? And
Yeah.
starving the other two? I mean, some owners pay themselves too much, some way underpay themselves. And
Yeah.
that can be a problem at exit as well. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of babbling here, but you can see how it's just
No,
multidimensional.
yeah, it's all connected, for sure.